Hello everyone, and welcome back to the webinar series on study and work in Japan. Thank you for joining us today for another exciting webinar. My name is Sakshi Roy. I'm the program assistant here with the University of Tokyo, India office, and I'll be facilitating today's webinar. We are very happy to have you all aboard here, and we are going to start out with a brief introduction about study and work in Japan project. So we are the part of Study in Japan Global Network project in Southwest Asia by MEXT, and our aim is to promote studying in Japan in order to attract the region's excellent students to higher education and research in Japan on behalf of all Japanese universities through collaborations and networking between overseas regional offices. So being a part of Global 30 project, we provide comprehensive information on Japanese universities free of cost. We organize education fairs and seminars throughout India. We manage committees for coordinators for study in Japan as well. So today is the 14th day of this webinar series, and is brought to you by MEXT, the Ministry of Education, Culture, Sports Science and Technology in Japan. Through all these sessions, our mission is to introduce Japanese universities to you and to assist you to study and work in Japan. So without further ado, let's look at our agenda for today. So today's webinar is scheduled for 2 hours. And first, we are going to see presentation by Ms. Thakur, which will be followed by a presentation by representatives of 3 different Japanese universities: our Kyoto University, Kyoto University of Advanced Science, Ritsumeikan University. At last, we're going to have special presentation by Japan Science and Technology Agency. So each university will have a presentation time of 20 minutes. And after each presentation, we have a time for a Q&A session of 5 minutes. A little bit of housekeeping before we jump into the webinar itself. There is a Q&A pane or a Q&A feature within your Zoom panel. So please go ahead and submit your questions to the Q&A panel and not in the chat box. I repeat, please do not use the chat box for submitting your queries. Please submit it to the Q&A box because our honorable panelists are going to look at the Q&A box to answer all your questions. So without further delay, let's start with the presentation on the overview of study and work in Japan by Ms. Vaishnavi Thakur, who is a master's student at the University of Tokyo in Japan. So Ms. Thakur, I request you to please proceed with your presentation with all of us.
Thank you, Ms. Sakshi. Let me share my screen now.
Thank you.
Okay, hello everyone. A warm afternoon to all the students and parents in India. Let me introduce myself in brief. I'm Vaishnavi Thakur, a master's student in the Department of Electrical Engineering and Information Systems at the University of Tokyo. Today, I'll be speaking about study and work in Japan. So why Japan? Why did I choose Japan? And why do I think Japan is one of the best places for the higher education? So as you know, Japan is an island country in the Southeast Asia. So it is an island country in the Southeast Asia, and a few cities in Japan have been considered as the most livable cities and the best student cities, despite the fact that it is one of the most densely populated and the urbanized countries. So I understand that all this moving to another country puts a lot of stress on students and parents especially. So let's try to address some of the common concerns. First one is the public transportation. Public transportation here is the safest and the most convenient option. And students need not worry about the food choices in Japan because Japan offers different types of cuisines. And about the national health insurance, parents usually are worried about their child's health. So the national health insurance offered here in Japan is one of the excellent insurance coverages in the world. So now in the next slides, let's see about the universities in Japan and the admission process for the international students. So one difference between the education in Japan and the education in India is, in India, the admission process is centralized through the entrance exams like GATE, JEE and NEET. But whereas in Japan, the admission process lies with the universities. The universities in Japan are classified into 3 categories: national universities, public universities, and private universities. The national universities are founded by the national government of Japan and the public by the local bodies. So it is a common misconception about the medium of instruction here. So the medium of instruction is not just Japanese language. There are various English programs being offered to the international students. For instance, there are around about 90 courses in 40 universities that are being offered for the undergraduate program, and about 160 courses in 51 universities for the graduate program. And I need not specially mention about the infrastructure here. The infrastructure is top notch. The facilities, especially the university's dorm, offer a peaceful environment, which are very much essential for a student's well-being. And now let's look into the further about the admission process for the international students. So the admissions for the international students is as follows. For the bachelor's program, it is through entrance exams and submitting the SOPs and essays. And for the graduate program, the first step is to contact the professors and then follow the usual admission flow. I would like to mention a point here. Usually, students prefer the Western countries over Japan for their higher education. But when we look at the tuition fees and other living expenses, we can see the difference here. Japan offers the lowest tuition fees, and besides the lowest tuition fees, there are also many scholarships being offered. For instance, the popular ones include the MEX, JASO, and besides these, there are many local government scholarships and scholarships from international associations and private and university scholarships. So students can take advantage of the low tuition fees and also the scholarships. Now, this is about the admission process for the international students in general. Now, one question that must be popping in your heads right now must like, what after graduation? So what do we do after we graduate? Looking at the job opportunities here, students can work in traditional Japanese companies, or they can even target the other global companies that are operated in Japan. So when we look at the unemployment rate in Japan, it is around 2.4%, and a recent graduate can earn about around 3.9 million yen per annum. So another point to emphasize is on the visa process. Unlike many developed nations where the conversion from student visa to working visa is a hassle, Japan offers the process of visa is very simple and hassle-free, and after graduation, the student can start their working after their graduation. So this brings us almost to the end of the presentation. Now I would conclude this presentation with my life in Japan. After the weekdays hustle with the research activity, you can indulge in various activities. There's nothing you cannot do here. For instance, if you're a sports person, there are various activities in every ward. For example, there are sports centers in every ward. And if you're a food person, you can find different cuisines. Now this picture itself has around 4 to 5 different cuisines. And if you're an outdoor person, then Japan is definitely not going to disappoint you. You can enjoy every bit of Japan in every season. So this is in brief about the study and work life in Japan. So with this, I wish you all the very best in coming to Japan and for your higher studies. So thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Vaishnavi Thakur. Thank you very much for your guidance and for such a motivating presentation. I hope by listening to your experience, it will help students to consider studies in Japan. Yeah. So we can now move to the agenda slide. Yeah. So now let's move on to our next presentation by Kyoto University. So before moving forward, I must tell you that Kyoto University is one of the Asia's leading research-oriented institutions and is famed for producing world-beating researchers, including 30 Nobel Prize laureates. Kyoto University ranks competitively in most major rankings, usually coming in the top 2 for Japan, the top 10 for Asia, and the top 50 universities globally. So now I would like to invite Professor Nawata, Director at the Kyoto University Asian Center, to share an insight into the university.
Thank you very much, Ms. Saxi, for the kind introduction. And good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining this event. I'm Nawata, Director of Kyoto University ASEAN Center. I'm now staying in Bangkok because Kyoto University ASEAN Center is located in Bangkok. Although I will be back to Japan tonight due to the worsening of the situation in Thailand. Anyway, today I am very pleased to note that many participants who are interested in studying in Japanese universities, especially Kyoto universities, join this program. I hope you obtain useful information for your purpose. So let me share the screen. Okay?
Yes.
All right, then start.
Yes.
Kyoto University was established in 1897 as the second oldest national university in Japan. Since then, Kyoto University's policy has been academic freedom. Under this policy, we have been known as the top leading research university in Japan. But our reputation is not limited within the country, as Ms. Saxi has already mentioned. Kyoto University is one of the best universities in the world and ranked high in various world university rankings shown here. There are 11 Nobel Prize laureates in the past. This slide shows some topics of research done in Kyoto University, which attracted social attention recently. There are nearly 2,700 active faculties in Kyoto University. We have various outstanding researchers and students in diversified disciplines. For example, we are trying to create new frontiers in the life and medical science using iPS cell technology. As for the ASEAN and African area studies, based on fieldwork, we are aiming at a holistic approach of ecology, society, and culture in Africa and Asia, and their interrelationship. Such creative studies at Kyoto University is well known from the very beginning with many renowned researchers like philosopher Kitaro Nishida and the founder of the primatology, Kinji Imanishi. These are just few of our various innovative research. The university had 3 campuses across broader Kyoto city area. There are 44 off-campus research and educational facilities in whole Japan, and 61 offices and facilities abroad, including my ASEAN Center. Students have the choice of engaging with the field research. Kyoto is the ancient capital city, which remains as a cultural heart of the country, and it is very popular tourist destination from both Japan and abroad. At the same time, Kyoto is a modern city with many global companies, such as Nintendo, a famous game company. It's well known as a city where ancient culture and tradition coexist side by side. Kyoto is also known as a student-friendly city. There are over 30 universities in the city, and around 10% of the population is occupied by college students. I know you can enjoy your fruitful student life in Kyoto. Kyoto University has more than 22,000 students, including nearly 2,500 international students from 108 countries studying at our campus. Our degree system is shown here. 4 years undergraduate course for most divisions, but 6 years for medicine and pharmacy, like many other universities in the world. There are 2 study tracks in the graduate schools, a master course of 2 years and a doctor course of 3 years of study. Furthermore, there is a 5-year doctoral course. In addition, a system of professional graduate schools such as MBA program or public health program to educate high-level professionals. We offer a wide range of study areas under 10 undergraduate programs and 18 graduate schools shown here. Although Japanese is used as the basic language in most programs, we also have English medium programs where students are taught entirely in English, They are called special international courses. Here is the list of those programs available in English. There are only 3 joint degree programs shown here, but there are more than 20 double degree programs with many partner universities in the world. For the undergraduate program, the only English taught program is civil engineering in Faculty of Engineering. This is a 4-year program leading to Bachelor of Engineering. The program aims to let students to learn to design and manage civil infrastructures while considering global environmental issues in urban and regional areas, particularly in Asian and African countries. For details, please visit the program website. This slide shows Kyoto IAP. This is a 4.5-year program which enables students to learn Japanese and obtain the bachelor degree at the undergraduate school of their choice. As Japanese training is provided through the program, no Japanese language proficiency is required at the time of the admission. In the first 6 months, Kyoto IAP provides intensive Japanese classes and some pre-foundation classes in certain subjects. First and second year, students study mainly in English, but third and fourth year, they study in Japanese. Students under this program receive full scholarship from the university, including full or partial tuition and admission fee waivers. If you are interested in this program, please join the special session on July 31st of this seminar. Okay, I will repeat. Please join the special session on July 31st of this series of seminar. Okay. For graduate studies, various study areas are available in English, as I mentioned previously, from social science to engineering and biostudies. For details, please visit their respective website, linked from the university main website. Kyoto University is establishing university branch offices to support its international activities. There are currently 3 branch offices: the European Center in Heidelberg, the ASEAN Center in Bangkok, which I'm now staying, and the North American Center in Washington, D.C., United States. The facilities function as university hubs, developing activities that capitalize on the distinctive quality of each region. We also have 184 university level partnership agreement, so-called MOU, and 143 student exchange agreement. You may get the opportunities to study as an exchange student in our partner universities in the world. Since Kyoto University is a national university, tuition fees are relatively reasonable. There is no differences in fees between international and local students. We have a full or half tuition exemption for international students who have the financial difficulties. Average living cost in Kyoto is around $800 per month. It is much cheaper than living in big city like Tokyo. We have 7 dormitories for international students. We call it international houses. For your reference, the monthly rental fee is from around $115 to $350 for single type rooms. International students are also eligible to apply for accommodation in public housing and Kyoto University student dormitory. Kyoto University student dormitory is very cheap, but if you will stay here with Japanese students. Many international students choose to live in private apartments, though, because Kyoto University students dormitory, the facility is rather old. International students who have work permit are allowed to have a part-time job, of course, with limitations shown here. A wide variety of scholarship programs are available. Japanese government scholarship, as known as MEX scholarship. There are two ways to be a MEX scholars. Two ways or two channels. One is the embassy recommendation, and the other is university recommendation. To obtain embassy recommendation, applicants must submit their applications to the Japanese embassy in their home countries for the initial screening, okay? On the other hand, for the university recommendation, please contact your prospective supervisor and ask him or her for assistance, because it is Japanese professor that apply the scholarship, okay? Not the applicants themselves. So each channel has different application method, okay? Next is the JASO scholarship. It provides about 440 US dollar per month, so not very big. Mainly, the applications are accepted only after enrollment, but several designated programs have reservation slot. Lastly, private foundation scholarship. Kyoto University annually selects and nominates candidates for around 60 foundations. Each foundation typically selects one or two students from Kyoto University and provides around 500 to 1,800 US dollar per month. It's quite different. And to get JASO and private foundation scholarship, please follow your prospective department's guide after you get letters of acceptance or admission certificate. We offer the several kinds of support to international students. Supplementary Japanese language lessons, of course, with free of charge, and tutor system is designed to assist international students. Tutors are generally graduate students selected from the graduate school to which the international students belongs. Oh, sorry. And there are several advisory services available. And of course, all the consultation are confidential. And we have the student lounge, Kizuna, where you can get together to exchange activities with Japanese or other international students. This slide shows the application for entrance exam. For bachelor degree, if you take an entrance exam in English, we have only one English taught degree program, Faculty of Engineering. I have already mentioned. If your Japanese language proficiency is very good, you can take a special admission for privately financed international applicants in pharmaceutical and pharmaceutical science and engineering, only two programs, sorry. The Faculty of Law and Economics have a special admission exam for graduates from schools located outside Japan. But for this program, the students are expected to have the very good Japanese proficiency. Okay. Also, you can take a general admission like Japanese applicants, but it is rather hard for international applicants. All bachelor degree programs academic year begins in April in Kyoto University. This slide shows the application to master's doctoral degree program. If you take an entrance exam in English, there are 15 English taught degree programs shown here. If your Japanese language proficiency is good, you can take a special admission in 9 graduate schools. Each program has an independent application process, and application details vary depending on the program. For instance, some programs start in April, some in October, and some in both. So please visit the program website of your interest and find the information. Anyway, I will show the URL later in chat box. On the other hand, there is a general procedure for postgraduate application. Please check this chart. First, please find your potential supervisor. It is a prerequisite. You can search the graduate school website or our researcher database available from the university website. Then please apply through AAO. AAO means Admission Assistance Office, shown here. AAO is a department which is supporting the postgraduate applicants' application procedures. They support you to contact the potential supervisor. So please, at first, please find the future prospective supervisor and then contact AAO, okay? If you get the anyway, after that, AAO will contact your prospective advisor, and then please contact the prospective supervisor. And if you get the positive result from prospective professors, please communicate with her or him to issue a letter of approval. Finally, please apply to the graduate school's entrance exam. For your information, some programs you may have to take the entrance exam in our campus, okay? This is rather hard. I should say most of the international program, you need not come to Kyoto for the entrance exam. Next slide show the research student. In some cases, international students choose to enroll as a research students, especially the entrance exam is given in Kyoto City. So research student is non-degree seeking status, which enables students to prepare under the supervisor's guidance in Japan before taking the actual admission exam. Some students are enrolled as a research student for filling the gap year. That is between the leaving undergraduate in home country and entering Kyoto University, because our graduate schools mainly accept students in April, except for international programs introduced previously. To qualify this status, applicants must obtain approval from prospective professors, then submit the admission form and other required documents to graduate schools. How to obtain approval? It's also contact AAO. Actually, admission procedure depends on graduate school. So you need to ask for the assistance to our AAO. Anyway, sorry. The top QR code is the AAO website, and the bottom one shows the website for the finding Kyoto University university course and related supervisors, and graduate admission guide for international applicants. So this is the summary for applying the Kyoto University programs in English. As for undergraduate programs, civil engineering and Kyoto IAP take place the entrance exam in English. As for graduate program, 15 programs are available. Each program has an independent application process, and applicants' details vary depending on the program. So please visit program website of your interest and find the information. And anyway, please contact AAO first. So this is all for my talk. I hope you could find any information useful. If you have any questions, please put them in chat box. Oh, sorry, QA box, and or contact us by email later. So we look forward to seeing you in our campus later. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your presentation, Sensei. It was very informative and interesting. So now we can start the Q&A session for 5 minutes. And there are a few questions in the Q&A box. I request you to please look into the Q&A box to answer the questions. Thank you.
Is there psychology analysis program in Kyoto? Yes, we have in Graduate School of Letter, but I'm not sure that program is given in English or not. Actually, Graduate School of Letter does not provide the international courses, but many professors in the graduate school accept international students. So more information, please contact our website. Okay, so next question is, do you have MBA in Kyoto University? Yes, we have. And there are international programs. So please contact the, the website of our MBA program. Does Kyoto University offer summer programs for 9th, 11th grades for school students? Actually, some graduate school or some undergraduate program provide the summer programs, but usually these programs are the students from the partner universities. So it is rather difficult for the student outside our university networks. And I'm asking for the research topics for MBA in Japan, which would be effective to get next. Yes, as I have already explained, we have the MBA English taught program. And makes scholarship is, how should I say, different from the course. So anyway, please contact the prospective professor first. And then if you are approved, please contact a, yes, you should select one of two channels. One is the embassy channel and the other is university recommendation channel. And if your prospective supervisor is kind enough to recommend you for the university recommendation, it is very fortunate for you. But one thing, university recommendation, it is not so easy to be accepted because the competition is very high and the number of the scholars is very limited. But anyway, there are chances. So please find the prospective supervisors first, okay? The next question is, what procedures should we follow to master in law? One thing I should say, our graduate school of law does not provide the English taught classes. So there are no special special courses for international students. So, and very limited professors accept students. Oh, no. Actually, many professors accept international students, but some professors, how should I say, put the importance on the applicant's Japanese proficiency. So not so many professors accept the student who speaks English only. Okay, sorry. The next one. What are the requirements for students with master bachelor degree while giving the TOEFL? Actually, it depends on the program. In the graduate school, there are, as I have already mentioned, 15 international programs, and each program set the different minimum minimum score for the TOEFL IBT. Usually 70 or 80 or 90, it depends on the school. And undergraduate program, they ask for the score of English at fourth, but they did not announce the minimum minimum score. Okay, but as a common sense, 70 or 80 or higher is necessary, I think.
Okay. Sensei, we can take
Yes.
one last question and then
Yes.
we can wrap up the Q&A session for Kyoto.
Okay. The management also have a on-campus entrance exam. Yes, there are two, but for the international courses, that is the only documents and interviews. Okay, probably this is the final one. Okay.
Okay. So thank you, Professor Nawata, for your time and for guiding the students, and for all our attendees. In case if you have any further doubts, you can directly contact the Kyoto University. I guess contact details have been already shared by Professor Nawata during the presentation. So further, I request Professor Nawata to please leave your contact details and other important links in the chat box.
Okay.
So that students can save them for their reference. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks again.
Thank you very much and goodbye.
Bye-bye. Can we have the agenda slide, please? Yeah, thank you so much. Now, let's move forward to the presentation by Kyoto University of Advanced Science. In KUS, you will meet globally experienced professors who come from different parts of the world and bringing along with them the very best in their field. For students who are basically interested in subjects like robotics, mechanical, electrical, material, and computer engineering, so this is the best university to consider for your higher studies. So today, Director Mr. Takeda from International Office will be sharing 20 minutes presentation about Kyoto University of Advanced Science. So Mr. Takeda, I request you to please share your insight with us.
Thank you very much, Sakshi. Hello, everyone. Namaste. My name is Takeda. I work at as an International Office Director at the Kyoto University of Advanced Science. And I am very pleased to introduce our all new and all exciting English taught engineering program to you today. And I'd like to start sharing the screen with you. Just a second. Once again, my name is Takeda. I'm very pleased to talk about our English taught engineering program at KUAS, Kyoto University of Advanced Science, KUAS for short. So before getting into the details, just to make you feel more comfortable and familiar with who we are, what we do, where we are, Why don't I play a short video clip first for your reference? Please enjoy.
What's in Kyoto? What's KUAS? Kyoto, the old capital of Japan, is home to many of Japan's most important World Heritage sites. While Kyoto is well known as a popular tourist attraction, the largest and most important economy in Kyoto is its manufacturing and technology sector. Situated at this crossroads of history, technology, culture, and nature is Kyoto University of Advanced Science, a new type of university that seeks to incorporate Kyoto's cultural wealth into international, state-of-the-art education. Here is a look at some of the facilities the building features. The workshops are available for free to students 24 hours a day and provide the tools and materials to craft nearly anything imaginable. Elsewhere in the building, challenging research is being carried out every day. There is also a large library, ideal for self-study as well as group discussions. The Faculty of Engineering has great facilities, but that's not all the school has to be proud of. The professors teaching at KUAS hail from all over the world. All lectures are held in English. In addition, all international engineering students are provided with intensive Japanese language courses. The Capstone Project, the first of its kind in Japan, is designed to pit teams of students against realistic challenges presented by over 50 real companies. These unique features will allow KUAS graduates to work immediately anywhere in the world. KUAS represents a new model of university unlike Japan has ever seen. Join us at KUAS and be a street-smart global engineer.
So let me discuss first why study engineering in Japan for your benefits. Simply put, the skilled engineers in great demand in Japan. As you can see here, as of 2020, there are 370,000 two engineers, and by 2030, it has been projected, and there will be as many as 790,000 two engineers. In other words, if you are skilled engineers, educated engineers from college or from universities, and first-class, world-class Japanese companies, the headquarters in Japan, always look out for you as a skilled, as a strong addition to their companies. You may be wondering about how much you can earn as a skilled engineer. Just take a look at this. And Japan is my answer is that Japan is the best place in terms of salary levels for in skilled engineers, as you can see here. Japan is a place where you can earn 43,000 US dollars per year on average as a skilled engineers, whereas in Korea, you only earn $32,000, in Hong Kong, $32,000. Even in Singapore, as a skilled engineers, you can earn only $36,000 per year on average. In this sense, Japan is the best place. I'd highly recommend you to do engineering programs and become skilled engineers to start working as a skilled engineers in Japan, not in other countries. And precisely because of the reason that I'm mentioning it, right now, so every year, statistically speaking, every year, approximately 2,000 Indians settle in Japan as engineers. I'll take a look at the data, graphics here. Back in 2014, there are 28,000 Indians who decided to come to Japan to work for a Japanese or in the Japanese company companies. And it was only 5 years later, the number shot up to as many as 38,000 people. Only 5 years later, increased by 10,000 engineers in Japan. So I'm sure you might want to join this cohort as in the future as a skilled engineers, and you are engineers. So our university is also located in a beautiful city, Kyoto, as the Nawata Sensei at Kyoto University already described. There are so many are interesting places for you to take a look at as a student if you come to a KUAS. And it's also interesting to see. Also, it's also important for you to remember as a skilled engineer that there are so many world-class, first-class in technology firms headquartered in Kyoto, as you can see on these slides. Int'l is the best example. Also, there are Omron, Nidec, Rome, Kyocera. All these companies are listed in the US magazines, the top 500 Fortune magazines. So now you can have a better sense of how gigantic these companies and how well they operated well on the global arena. And also, it's also important for you to understand that these companies could be your job, your future job opportunity upon the completion of our program for engineers. Our universities, Kyoto University of Advanced Science is a private university, but the Japanese government accredited. It started in 1969 and is located in Kyoto Prefecture. It has 3,600 students and offers programs at 5 faculties, including a brand new faculty of engineering that I'm talking about today. Also, let me emphasize, our engineering school alone hosts 80 international students from 20 countries, including India, Nepal, Sri Lanka, and Bangladesh. In fact, from September in 2021, we're going to host 13 Indian students and 25 Bangladeshi students, and also 23 Nepalese students. And it's also interesting to understand that the KUS engineering schools has expanded in the network, great network with industry, as you can see here. The best example is the Mr. Nagamori Shigenabu, current CEO of Nidec, Nidec and NYDEC, spelled as NYDEC, which has the largest motor company in the world. It has 300 offices in 50 countries, and entire workforce of 140,000 employees, as you can see at the bottom left. And this actually, you may be surprised that this entire workforce is actually happens to be exceeding the entire workforce of Apple's, even Google's. So now you have a better sense of how gigantic Nidec is. And Mr. Nagamori Shigenabu owns this company and took the position of chairman at KUS, and he quickly decided back in 2018, in order to found our new faculty of engineering, he quickly decided to invest $120 million in KUS. That is an element what really sets us apart from other engineering schools and even in Japan, also as well as in other schools in the world. And take a look at this. Now you can see these are our beautiful faculty engineering building. It looks like a beach resort hotel, but actually this is our beautiful engineering building. And you may be surprised if I say this is, and this in our buildings also include international dormitory that has 7 stories within this building. So literally, if you come to a KUS, you can live on a campus. And also, I don't think it's not exaggerated if I say that you can live within the faculty of engineering building, and you don't have to spend the even 1 minute or 2 minutes to get from your apartment to get to your classroom. Very convenient, very clean, and very livable, I should say. A program in our content itself. Let me emphasize the 4 features of the Faculty of Engineering. Number one, this is an English program entirely taught in English, or taught in English language by international faculty members, which I strongly believe is going to be an advantage for English-speaking students like you. And number 2, still we offer you intensive Japanese classes in a way that is going to help you or equipped with language skills that you can use to work for Japanese companies, and also to land your jobs with the Japanese companies, which is through predominantly Japanese-speaking environment. And then number 3, our program is very practical, and you can have opportunities to work closely with their engineers who are now currently working in the Japanese companies, and so that you can build some skills that are also knowledge base and that you can use as a skilled engineers, even from the day one, when you can join actually Japanese industry companies as legitimate workers. Number 4, to do that, there is a specific career department that specifically assigned to help international students like you to find jobs in the fields of engineering with the Japanese industry. Our program is what we call a multidisciplinary engineering program. So you don't really have to decide on which one you have to study in mechanical, computing, electrical. Actually, you can do all these on one just programs, and KUS engineering, multidisciplinary engineering programs. As you can see here, our program is going to put computer and data processing at the heart, at the center of our program. And at the same time, you're going to have an exposure to mechanical expertise in the fields of mechanical engineering. And also on the right-hand side, you are expected to have covered even electrical engineering aspects as well. So you have, at the end of the day, you can develop the all combined knowledge from these important and relevant engineering expertise, and so that you can use it and take advantage of that to work effectively with for our industry and the industry in our modern engineering world. More specifically, you can cover all these 13 majors just in one place, KUS Mechanical and Electrical System Engineering Program. And just I touched upon the nature of our program, the briefly. Our program is very practical, and in fact, even from the 5th semester through 8th semester, you can have opportunities for our industrial placement over 2 years. You go and visit offices of the Japanese companies and to know or to learn about the issues that current engineers face as engineers in the real industry. And you were supposed to come up with, you can also develop your own solutions to their issues. And then you can go back to their offices to present yourself, present your own solutions for their feedback for improvement. And you can go back and forth between your campus and offices of these are companies, and you can build up your strengths and expertise that you can take, you can utilize to be effective addition to the Japanese companies upon the completion of our program. That's how, that's why I described our program as a very practical. Actually, this capstone project, KUS Engineering School is the only school that adopted this capstone project concept in Japan. There are no other university has adopted it so successfully. And you can, this in KUS, the only schools where you can have opportunities to work so closely with engineers, and even during your current studies at KUS as a student. Tuition cost, very affordable compared to other countries for tuition cost. Tuitions are $14,000 or $14,000 US dollars per year. And we ran this program for 4 years. And cost of living in Kyoto, $1,000 per month usually, or on the average. And if you take a look at the box and the chart and on the right-hand side, there is a huge difference among the different countries for for tuition costs. If you choose to go to the UK, you'll be spending $43,000, and if you go to US, and at least $26,000 per year just for tuitions. Whereas KUS, you'll be only spending $14,000 per tuition. That is a huge difference, and make a difference for your living costs as well. So you can it's important for you to remember and to understand that Japan, also a KUS engineering program, is a very affordable and for the same quality of the engineering program that you would expect from other universities in other countries like UK, US, for the same quality. Application timelines for September 2022 intake. Actually, our early application entry will start on October 1st, 2021. Just 2.5 months away, very close, very soon. And for our application regular entry, it will also start on December 1st, 2021. And our final entry will start on February 15th, 2022. Let me repeat, these of our application entries are all for September 2022 program intake. Okay, you can choose, it's already up to you which entry cycles you want to apply. But I'd highly recommend you to apply as quickly as possible, as early as possible, because you might want to capture attention from our professors on an early stage. These are application documents. Let me emphasize that you can use your CBSE predicted scores to apply for KUS. Also, if you are on international baccalaureate program, you can also use your IB predicted scores to apply for KUS. Requirements, and given the nature of our engineering programs, and that we expected to cover, have a comprehensive understanding of physics and math equivalent to high school levels. English proficiency test scores, and TOEFL IBT 75, 5.5 for IELTS, and 105 for Duolingo. And what we like to see in you as a candidate, number one, overall strong GPA in grade 10 and 12, and good track records in physics and math. And once again, we'll take a closer look at your CBSE, SAT, ACT, or IB or A-level scores. And I would also like to have students have a strong determination to pursue engineering studies at KUS. Our scholarship, briefly, our scholarship programs is a very highly competitive scholarship programs. You can expect a rigorous competition from highly qualified applicants from around the world. So simply put, yes, we do offer you scholarships, but that is not for everyone. I don't mean to discourage you, but this is a fact that I hope you can keep in mind if you are or wanted to apply for scholarships at KUS. Before before wrapping up my presentation, I'd like to play a short video clip once again that features KUS Indian students at KUS are now talking about our program.
My name is Kumar Swami and I am from India. I am in Japan. I am doing research about the haptic devices that will be helpful for the surgical robots. I have been in Japan from the last 1.5 years and my current status is a research student and I am admitted at KUAS as a master's student also. In KUAS, I am doing research about the surgical robots. Scene behind the surgical robots, it's a haptic device maybe. So without haptic feedback, we are not able to do surgeries, because when we are doing surgery with the robot, then we don't know how much it cuts and tissue is working good or not. So we need a haptic feedback, like robot is touching very well to the body or not. So my research is related to the haptic device. Like I am developing fast response time haptic devices, wearable devices that must be helpful for the robotic surgeries. Yeah, my professor is very good and we have sometimes funny talks, yeah, and sometimes serious, because obviously we are doing a lot of research, so it's the part of the procedures. So but we have sometimes funny talks, chat, coffee together every time. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, it's very easy. I think so, because I think there is a lot of opportunity in Japan working in the private company or government also, but they have some criteria like basic Japanese needed maybe, or some companies they don't have any criteria, they just want your educations, maybe degrees, you have technical knowledge, then you will be get easily job here. I want to do job. Maybe it's depend on my financial situations and my family support. Actually, I want to do PhD if I get a nice opportunity with the KUAS. Yeah, here. And mostly, yeah, I want to do PhD after the master.
I understand that I'm running out of time. Before wrapping up my presentation, for your convenience, I'd like to introduce our KUS official Indian representative, Megumi Paul, Managing Director of Focal Ed, University Admission Support. For free appointment, for free consultancy, or if you want to contact her directly to gain more information about KUS, you can contact her at the email megumipaul@focaled.com. WhatsApp for WhatsApp 818034836555. I'll pause for a shot, and then you can take a screenshot of this slide for your convenience for your further contact with the Megumi Paul as Managing Director of Focal Ed. Right. Thank you very much for your time today, and also kind attention. I'd let the floor open to your question. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Takida. Thank you for your presentation. It was very fruitful and extremely grateful. Now we will just begin with a Q&A session. Would you like to answer any specific question that are there in the Q&A box?
Okay, can I apply for English taught program for bachelor degree at KU? Oh, definitely, yes, yes. And in biology without math, without math, or you could apply for KUS, and you can contact us at Megumi Poll or us directly to talk about your educational backgrounds. I've had physics, chemistry, biology, mathematics in 12. After that, I pursued my graduation in economics. Can I apply for KUS? Give 30 years. Thank you. Oh yes, you can apply. You can have a KUS, and if you have further concern, you can also contact Focal Ed for the contact Megumi Paul, managing directors for your qualification, educational qualifications. And if you guys are to apply for KU, what would they co-sector? Together, what will the co-curricular options be? Sorry, what do you mean the co-curricular options be aside from the academic front? If you want to talk, if you're talking about what kind of requirements that you be or KUS would demand as an applicant, so yes, and definitely definitely will be your strong interview performance that you might do besides an academic or transcripts. And are there any English taught graduate programs, social sciences, humanities? Sorry, we only offer programs in English in the field of engineering. Sorry. Okay, so what are the different courses we can choose from? What are the different extracurricular aside in academic from while enjoying during interviews? What are the personal areas achievement you look for? Yes, and again, besides an academic achievement that you have made during your studies in either a bachelor programs and also high school programs, and definitely, we would like to see in you and the great character matching with the program goals. Our program is a very practical, and so that you can have a lot of opportunities to, when you need to be proactive to be a leader of your your study cohort, and strong character matching is the one of the most important factors we'd like to see you in as a candidate. For data science or master program, data science, you can check out our website to see if there's any professors that is going to be a great match for your academic interest in data science. Can you provide me more data science scholarship offered? Oh, okay. You can for scholarships, and you can check out our websites, and if you are interested in for more details and need to know details after electrical engineering post-graduation. Yes, definitely a post-graduation or electrical engineering program. Electrical engineering program is one of our specialties. You can highly again, you can be recommended to go to our website for more details. Do you offer summer programs? Sorry, no, we don't have any summer programs offered. Yes, I've done senior scholar math in Canada. Can I use those? Yes, definitely. In Canada, yes, definitely. Actually, yes, you can use your scores in that you have achieved in Canada with no major issues. And when you apply for KUS, actually, we're happy to let you know that we have one Canadian students enrolling in upcoming September in 2021. Just for your information and for your encouragement, for your assurance. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Takida. There is one question a student asked. Is TOEFL compulsory for masters in KUS?
If you are, yes, my answer is if your first language is not English, and you need to take standardized English test to prove your English proficiency. Of course, there are waiver options can be available. So I do recommend him or her to take a look at our English requirements on our website so that they can have a whole picture of English requirements at KUS.
Okay, one last question I would like to ask. Are there any funded short-term research programs at KUS?
Funded short programs?
Yes, funded short-term research programs.
Research programs, that's a great question. Also, very tricky question. So you can, if you're interested, please contact our admissions office or Megumi Paul at the faculty edge for more details details of that area, because there can be issues you need to get over to apply for short funded programs.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Takeda, for your presentation and for answering all of the questions. So we can end the Q&A session for KUs now. I request you to please share the contact details and other important information related to Kyoto University of Advanced Science in the chat box so that our attendees can reach out in case they have any further doubts.
Sure. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Okay, Ms. Thakur, can we have the agenda slide? Hi, Ms. Thakur, are you there? Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing the slide. Now, let's move on to our next presentation by Ritsumeikan University. Ritsumeikan University is well known for its international relations and science and engineering departments and is one of the top private universities in Japan. So I would like to hand things over to Ms. Priyanka, Deputy Director of Ritsumeikan India office. She will be guiding you further about the Ritsumeikan University. So Ms. Priyanka, you can now please proceed with your presentation with all of us.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Good afternoon. And thank you very much for joining today's session. So I will start the session by showing you a presentation and then a small video and then followed by question answers. So I've left my details in the chat column. And if you have any question after the presentation, I request you can put it in the question answer column. So this is Ritsumeikan University, Japan. So this is one of the picture of the campus. So why study in Japan at Ritsumeikan? So this is how Ritsumeikan campus looks like during cherry blossom time. So this is spring, this is summer, and fall, and winter. So talking about where are we located? So we are located in Kansai region. It's about 2 hours, 30 minutes from Tokyo. And it's fully connected by flight, by Shinkansen, and by bus. Talking about the campus, we have campus in Shiga, Kyoto, Osaka. So Kyoto as a city, we've already understood, but very quickly, it is historical, nostalgic, and student-friendly. Shiga, we have an engineering campus in Shiga. It's rich in nature, industrial, and relaxed. Osaka, where we have a liberal arts and policy science program. It's very vibrant, welcoming, and commercial hub. So Kyoto city has 10% of the student population. So it's a very, very comfortable for students coming to Kyoto city, because Kyoto as a city receive all the tourists coming to Japan. They do visit Tokyo and come to Kyoto. And so as a city, it's very, very comfortable for students to settle in with so many students, so many universities, and seeing so many foreign faces. We ranked #1 for safety, Kyoto, Osaka, Kobe. So talking about Ritsumeikan University, we were founded in 1900. That's, as a university, we are 121 years old. We're part of top global university Japan with 16 undergraduate colleges, 21 graduate schools, 36,000 plus students, and 1 lakh applicants. So being ranked #1 for scientific research grant and aid among private universities in Japan. There's a research funding of 1.3 billion yen for the research in the university. We rank #1 in Western Japan with 139 foreign faculties. There are 2,450 foreign students from 71 countries and regions. International partner institution, we have 461 university and institution in 68 countries and region. And study abroad opportunity. So students have an opportunity to do a semester or 6 months or a 1 year of study abroad opportunity in any of the partner institution that we have all over the world that they can choose, and they don't have to pay any extra for that. Our campus, so this is where we have international relation in Kinogasa campus, Kyoto. Information science and engineering program we have in Shiga, Biwako Kusatsu campus. This is how the campus looks like. And we have policy science and global liberal arts in Osaka Ibaraki campus. So during the COVID situation, the government and the university has given funding to the students. So students have been, especially the family whose income has been affected by COVID, got funding from the university as well. So yes, and the classes happened online, and there are many children who are still stuck in their country, so the classes are still happening online for them. So this is how, when the Indian students were able to go last year in November, this is how the campus looks like at that time. Yeah, beautiful. So work permit. So any university you go to Japan, you're allowed to work for 28 hours per week. So the work permit you get at the airport, and you can work on campus and off campus. Wherever you want to work part-time, you're allowed to work. Student support. So we have student support available. So whether you want career, housing and accommodation, academic guidance, study abroad support, visa application, on-campus medical support, all student support is available for the students. Accommodation, we have on and off-campus accommodation, and off-campus accommodation is about maximum 15 minutes away. And you can walk or you can take a bicycle. It is a very, very comfortable walk. And the accommodation belongs to Ritsumeikan. There's a strong peer support, especially when the child come to Japan and they need support when they're in accommodation in the university. There is a complete support available with 3,920 students, staff that is available. So career planning. So generally in Japan, once you complete your second year, you start working, start applying for your, whether you want to work in Japan, you start applying for the job, or whether you want to do your master's in Japan or anywhere in the world, you start applying for that. So we have a career planning support office that supports you, whether you want any of the, whether you want to work or whether you want to study in Japan or anywhere in the world, you will be supported. So what are the key features? So scholarship, we have 20%, 50% and 100% tuition reduction that is available. Apart from that, we have many other scholarships that are available. I'll be sharing that. Accommodation, I've already shared. We have student dorm that is available. Online interview. So for every child, the interview would be online. The application will be online. So you don't have to send anything by courier. So English only. So the language of instruction is completely English. So Japanese will be part of one of the subject as a module, but you will be studying all other subjects in English. Study abroad opportunities, I've already mentioned that you have an opportunity to do study abroad. So I'll be talking about our English taught programs, 5 programs, all are 4-year full-time program taught completely in English. So our first program is College of Global Liberal Arts. It's a dual degree with Australian National University and Ritz-McCann University. That means you will be getting 2 degrees. So this is how it looks like: a degree from Ritz-McCann and degree from ANU, Australia. So in this program, you will be taught by Ritz-McCann professor, you will be taught by Australian ANU professor. And so what the keywords, so we have 2 intake for this program, April and September. And the keyword mentioned here, I'll be sharing with you: social change with AI, evaluation of market economy, design and society, knowledge and innovation, contemporary Japan, politics and government, international relations, and many others. So I've already shared the link. So when you go on the website, you'll be able to have more details about the program, or otherwise you can contact me. So ANU is #1 in Australia, and it is 8th in the world for politics and international study. And this is how, so why GLA? So GLA as a program is a world-class education with 3 years in Ritz-McCann, 1 year in ANU, Australia. It's truly international and diverse environment, a new liberal arts for the new era, a very different program. So what are the career paths? So some of them that are mentioned, I'll be sharing. It's government agencies, consultancy firm, business and trade organization, development and aid organization, media agency, university and research organization, and many more. So this is the picture of ANU campus. Second program is a joint degree with American University. So you will study in Ritz-McCann in Japan, and you will be studying in American University in America. So these are the keywords for the program, and the name of the program would be BA in Global International Relation, US-Japan Relation, Global and Comparative Governance, Peace, Global Security, Conflict Resolution, Identity, Race, and many other. It's a joint degree program. So this is how American University looks like, one of the picture, and some facts about the university. So talking about a global study program that is called, So this program is fully, we are the only member in Japan who have full accreditation of APSIA, that's Association of Professional School of International Affairs. And it's the other university around the world that have this kind of a full accreditation are Ivy League, like American University, Columbia, Harvard, Yale. So those are the ones that have this kind of a recognition. The name of the program is BA in International Relations. It's a 4-year full-time program. And some of the keywords are international law, peace and conflict study, security study, international human rights, United Nations, global environmental issue, gender issue, race and ethnicity, and global media. This program will be in our Kinugasa campus, Kyoto. So what are the features for the program? We have 50% of international students and 50% of Japanese students. The faculty that will be teaching you, they have worked for years in United Nations, World Bank, NGO, and many other organization, very, very big and old organization. They have worked for years, and now they are teaching the students in the university. So you have a real life experience that they will also be putting into their studies. So the Japanese language study would be part of the program. You will be taught Japanese language classes will be part of the program. So the 4th program we have is Community and Regional Policy Study major in our Osaka Ibaraki campus, Osaka. So this is how a campus looks like. So it's BA in Policy Science is a degree that you'll be getting. And the keywords for the program is urban planning for sustainable city, community safety, development economics, environmental policy, global public policy, social welfare policy, and revitalization of rural area. So for this program, especially, we have a MEG scholarship. That's a full tuition fee reduction, full living expense, and one time airfare going to Japan and one time coming back after 4 years. So this is a picture of one of our Indian student who got this scholarship, and many more have got it. So this program has a very small group class, the way they teach is a very small group class. And they also have a fieldwork project. So the student went to Thailand to do her fieldwork. And this is how some of the features of the programs are. So the last program is our engineering program. It's Information System and Science and Engineering course taught in Bibaku Kusatsu campus, Shiga. So you will be getting a Bachelor's of Engineering. It's a 4-year full-time program. And some of the keywords are IoT, business intelligence, data science, artificial intelligence, robot technology, human interface, effective engineering, digital human, virtual reality, and many others. So the career path for the program, you will be, so some of them that are mentioned, big data analyst, global ICT support specialist, e-government system engineer, smart city engineer, digital humanities curator. These are some of them mentioned, and many more. So talking about how to apply, it is very simple. I have already shared this link, our university link in the chat column. So you just have to download the application handbook, activate your Ritsune account, and submit and pay your application fee. So the documents required are passport copy, English test score for the program, especially if you want to study the joint degree or a double degree program with Australian National University and American University. Apart from that, all other programs, you can get an English waiver. So you have to submit a letter from the school and you will be able to get that. Recommendation letter from the school, the format is there in the application handbook. Academic transcript will be needing your class 11th and 12th and the predicted scores. If you want to include your 10th, you can include that. Essays are very, very important because for some of the program, we don't have interview. So the essays will be very important. The essays should not be copied. The essays should be written. You can really work on the essays. So last is a certificate of high school graduation. Again, the format is available in the application handbook. So talking about our admission schedule for a liberal arts program, the application is starting in October. That's our first application period for September. In the application handbook, when you go on the website, you'll be able to download everything. So even before October, you can prepare your essays, you can prepare your documents, and once the application starts, you submit it, and then you get your final result by January, on January 20th, 2022. For our College of International Relations, that's a joint degree program with American University, we have our application period, so starting in August. For our College of International Relations, the application period starts in December. And again, you can prepare your essays, prepare your document, and then just submit it. And same for College of Policy Science, the application will start in December. And College of Information Science and Engineering, we have April intake. So these are the application deadlines for the same. Talking about the admission and the tuition fee, it is all the programs when I talk about in Indian rupees, for most of the program, when I talk about the single degree program, so it's between 9 to 11 lakhs and all the students get a minimum of 20% scholarship. So we can reduce that, and then a 50 and 100% tuition reduction is also available, and many more scholarships. So living cost is approximately 8 to 9 lakhs per year, but there is a JESU scholarship available after enrollment, 48,000 yen per month for 6 months if you're going in April, and for 1 year if you're going in September. So this is about the scholarship, 20%, 50%, 100%, and many more scholarships, and the living expense JESU scholarship, and many more. So you can visit our website to have more information about the scholarship and contact me. So we also have programs in master's and PhD level. If you're interested, we have international relation fully taught in English, policy science, economics, science and engineering, information science and engineering, and life science. So if any of you would like to attend the MEX full scholarship for our College of Policy Science, we have a very special session tomorrow. One of the Indian students will also be joining. If any of you are interested, our College of Policy Science can register for the same. So this is my contact detail. I've already shared it in the chat column. So before I close, I will be just sharing a small video, and then we can go for the question answer session.
Take my hand and I'll be your guide.
Sorry to interrupt you, Ms. Priyanka.
Sorry?
Your video is not visible.
I'm so sorry. I'll do it again. Is it okay now?
Yes, it's perfect now.
Thank you very much.
Take my hand and I'll be your guide. I'll take you places that you'd never find. I know something about a state of mind. I've got the dreamer in me. Roses bloom and the sun will shine. Leave your troubles in the world behind. Stars shine brighter when you free your mind. I've got the dreamer in me. And when we reach the destination, you will see the world is waiting for the ones who hold the key. Just look inside and unlock the possibility. The dreamer lives in you and me. So take a breath and make the moment last. You'll never know if you never ask. All you need will be within your grasp. I've got the dreamer in me. And when we reach the destination, you will see the world is waiting for the ones who hold the key. Just look inside and unlock the possibility. The dreamer lives in me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Priyanka. Thank you for your enlightening presentation and for guiding the students to consider higher studies in Japan. We can now look into the Q&A box for helping students with their doubts. Would you like to answer a couple of questions?
Sure. So one of them is, do you offer summer program for students from 9th to 12th grade? Unfortunately, right now we don't. We used to have summer program, but because of the COVID, for last 2 years, we've not been having summer program. So yes, maybe next year. Yes. So if in case it opens, you're more than, you can check our, you can follow our Facebook page, and you'll be able to get the information. Thank you. And then, are there any psychology related course? So for psychology, we don't have, so the English programs that are there, they're the 5 English programs, English taught program that I already mentioned. So liberal arts have a bit of psychology. So if you want to go through that, you can go through the program, the link that I've already mentioned. I will send the link in the chat column and you can go through it. Thank you. Dear Madam, are there any master's program which is related to international studies? Yes, we do have masters for international study. So there is an email ID that I have already mentioned for a master's program. So you can write to me as well, or you can write directly to that email ID as well. So in the chat column, you can see, I will again re-put in the chat column and you can take that email ID. Please provide some details about the international relation graduate program. Yes, we do have international relation at the master's level and at the PhD level also. And we have Indian students who are actually doing, there are 3-4 of them who are doing masters at international, in international relation. Yes. So if you want to be in touch with them, if you're very keen on that, you can contact me and I can share the details also. So kindly guide me with the PhD program in international relation. We do have a PhD program in international relation. So there is an email ID that is mentioned. You can write on that email ID or you can write to me or contact me. So yes. Would you like to courses on electrical engineering courses and masters? Yes, we do have all engineering courses for masters and for PhD level. So you can contact me for that, or you can even write on the master's email ID that I have mentioned. Thank you. So anything relating to MA in literature, I am so sorry, this program is not available. Yes, yes, thank you. Do you have any age limit for postdoctoral in Japan? In Ritsumeikan University, we don't have any age limit for postdoctorate. Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you once again, Ms. Priyanka, for your presentation, for answering all of the questions. Lastly, I request all our attendees to please note down the contact address that have been already shared by Ms. Priyanka in the chat box, and please feel free to contact her in case you have any doubts. Thank you very much. Yeah. Okay. Now we can move forward to our final presentation of the day by Japan Science and Technology Agency. Japan Science and Technology Agency is a national agency that is responsible for implementation of science and technology policy in Japan. So let's understand about their offerings through a presentation by our expert panelist, Mr. Nishikawa. Mr. Nishikawa is an advisor for international relation and cooperation at Japan Science and Technology Agency. So I would like to request Mr. Nishikawa to please proceed with your presentation with all of us.
Okay, my name is Nishikawa. I'll post my presentation PowerPoint. So today I'm going to explain about our program, invitation program to Japan for a short term. That means 1 week to maximum 3. So if you want to come to Japan before you join Japanese university, if you want to come to Japan to see what it's like in Japan, so you can somehow manage to apply for this program and come to Japan and see what it looks like. So just a minute. Oh yeah, JST is a Japanese government agency under the Ministry of Education and Science and Technology. So I'll skip these things. And then we have an office in New Delhi. We have joint office together with University of Tokyo, India office. So we're working. Actually, I established this office. I set up this office in 2015, and I stayed there for 3 years. And then since after I come back, I'm working on this Sakura Science program. So our office is in New Delhi is just north to the Deer Park, very close, just opposite side. So very close to IIT Delhi and DST, Department of Science and Technology, and JNU. So it's very convenient place. And we have a joint research program. JST is funding joint research programs with India. For example, these are three ICT related programs. We are working with these universities, and then Indian universities are funded by Department of Science and Technology, India. And then this is another program called the SATREP. This program is co-funded by JST and JICA, Japan International Cooperation Agency, fairly largest size program. And then we have some more program in India for them. And then move on to Sakura Science Program. Please remember this Sakura Science Program. And this is a short-term introductory invitation program. That means for the first time visitor to Japan, basically. And then in the past, up until last year, we invited from 41 countries, including, of course, in all Indian and South Asian countries. But starting this year, we made it possible for any country in the world can join this program. And then, yeah, that's one thing. And also another thing is, in the past, we applied this program only for science engineering stream students or researchers. But now, starting this year, this program will cover humanities and social sciences. So almost anybody can come to Japan by this program if this you are lucky enough to be accepted. So actually, this is basically an open application program. Open application means Japanese high schools, universities, research institutes, private companies, and so on. Japanese organization will become the host, and they apply to JST, and maximum 3 weeks. So receiving organization, host organization in Japan, submit the proposal to JST, to us. And then if it is awarded, we provide the expenses. So almost 100% expenses will be covered by this program, including airfare and then traveling expense, other traveling expenses, and also accommodations in Japan, and also food and so on. So this is, there's an age limitation that is about 15 to 40 years of age. So you have to be very aspiring, talented, highly motivated students or researchers. And of course, basically you speak English. And one condition is you have not stayed in Japan before. This is in principle. So if you just come to Japan as a tourist, maybe that's okay. So this is just an example. This program was accepted by JST, implemented by University of Tokyo. In this case, University of Tokyo invited 10 computer science students from IIT Delhi, IIT Hyderabad, Kharagpur, Madras, and during this time, and then short-term joint research program. So I think there was one question from somebody that there is, so short-term research program can be accommodated by this program as long as the host organization prefers to do so. Names of universities. This is ranking in terms of the total number of invitees by this program. So Miyazaki University is the _1. They have already invited over 750 students and researchers from 41 countries so far. And Okayama University, Osaka University, Tokyo Metropolitan University, Shibaura Institute of Technology, Kyushu Institute of Technology, and then University of Tokyo, Tokyo University of Science, Kumamoto University. All these top universities, private and national universities, public universities, they apply for these programs. And so far, in the this program started in 2014, and until 2019, over 33,000 people have been invited by this program. In case of India, for example, about over 2,800 people were invited by this program to Japan. And for example, in case of Sri Lanka, 329. Bangladesh 374, and so on. Okay. Then for those who come to Japan by this program, we will join Sakura Science Club. This is the Alumni Association. So we had the first Alumni Association meeting in India, October 2018. I was also here. And this is the ambassadors, Japanese ambassadors' official residence. We had this, and the main guest from India side was, I'm sure you know, Professor Vijay Raghavan. He's a principal scientific officer to the government of India. He was a main guest. And that time we selected the main coordinator for the Alumni Association. And the main coordinator is Dr. Jitendra Chu. He is assistant professor of ISA Pune. He's still the main coordinator. That is a kind of a president of the association. So he's running this alumni, very actively. So this is the second time in India. This was 2020 February. We had the second alumni meeting at IIT Delhi campus. It's me and other participants are also here. This is Japanese ambassador is here. And then we had a third alumni meeting this year, but due to COVID-19, so we had this online meeting. And then we had the main, we had this distinguished guests, and the honorable guests are also here. In this main chief speaker was here, a guest presentation. These two professors, they are doing the research in Japan, in Japanese universities. As both of them are the awardees of Pravasi Bharatiya Samman Award, and very prestigious award winners for the main guest of this. So this is he is a professor, assistant professor Jitendra Chu. He's the main guest, chief coordinator, main coordinator of this alumni meeting. Japanese ambassador, and this is a Indian ambassador in Japan. And he is Miyao-san from University of Tokyo, India, he's the director. So, this kind of activities we do. This is, we had also an alumni meeting in Sri Lanka. And also, I'd like to tell you, the most important thing for, if you want to apply and come to Japan by this program, sending, this is not a individual to individual program. This is the organization to organization or institution to institution program. So sending organizations in your country must tie up with a host organization or receiving organization in Japan. So because receiving organizations will make application to this program and then invite you from to Japan. So your university or your school have to find a partner in Japan. So if you are a student of a school, then you request your teacher or your principal to find a partner in Japan. And you are a university student, you talk to your professor and to find a partner. If you already have a MOU with certain universities in Japan, then it becomes very easy. So as long as you are a good student, all Japanese universities want good students. So you have a chance to speak to your professor or your teacher or principal, and then request to them to find a partner in Japan. And please come to Japan by this program. And if you find Japan attractive, then please apply to the universities. There are many good universities in Japan. So just remember the name of Sakura Science Program. All the information is available online. So just search for Sakura Science Program for details. Thank you very much. That's all.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nishikawa, for such an informative and interesting presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you again to all the presenters today for answering all the questions and for great presentations. It was a pleasure to have you with us. So this concludes the webinar. Thank you for attending, and we hope you learned and enjoyed this webinar. Just to inform you that in our upcoming webinar, there will be a lot of more information pertaining to studying work in Japan will be given to you. So stay tuned and register yourself to participate in our upcoming webinars. You can register for webinars either from our website, which is shown in the slide, and or you can register also from our Facebook page. If you still have questions, please feel free to shoot us an email. Have an amazing day. Work hard to catch your dreams. See you all in our next session. Thank you. Sayonara, minasan.